This is another splendid AGM of Roundtable number 203, and I think it is possibly either the 59th or the 60th.
No, we're not 60th yet.
The 59th AGM.
Good number. I haven't told you.
So all of us here tonight are doing something that has been done for 59 years in a row. And the one thing that I can absolutely assure you, that while there might be a certain tad of informality we have these days rather than the old days, it still has exactly the same spirit that I'm sure it has had for 59 solid years. And what we celebrate tonight is 59 years of all of the points of order, Mr. Chairman, 59 years of all of the things that we remember back what the table has done over the year, etc., etc. But I think what we celebrate at every AGM is, and tonight for us, 59 years of friendship. I mean, it is quite extraordinary that you have a fellow like that over there who comes all the way over to Ireland, falls asleep at the AGM, which he's perfectly entitled to do. But what a friend he is to us.
Here.
And it is quite extraordinary that, you know, before Trigger walked into the room years ago, you know, at Roundtable, I never knew who Trigger was, he didn't know who I was. But Roundtable has this incredible thing of when you're involved, you make friends. And these friendships last forever. And they just don't stop when you're not wearing that pin anymore. They last for the rest of your life. And that's what we really celebrate, I think, every year when we have our AGM. The great friendships that we make as Roundtablers. And gentlemen, if I can finish my little thing, but I'm still sober enough to do it, will you all please join with me in a toast to friendship?
Here.
Did you hear?
Yeah.
That's it? To friendship.
To friendship. Cheers. Good job.
Should point out, lads, no one asked for cheese, so you didn't.
So there is no cheese.
So there's no cheese.
No cheese.
I have to point out.
You get the cheesy grill over the
I have to point out. Excuse me. I have to point out. There is cheese. It's no use. It's natural cheese.
Listen, if you try that joke once more, it'll be a €50
I point out to the Vice Chairman, subject to the will of table, he will be taking the honorary role here.
Yeah. Well, look, I had to fight against a pint of Guinness, so it was a close vote race. So, what I would say is this,
One
is
more
that
Mr. Cheese, €50.
Next time. Natural? Is that natural cheese?
And with that €50, we could buy some nice cheese.
For €50.
A lot of
You know
nice
what?
cheese.
A guy came into the bank recently. No, I'm not joking. I want to Chairman.
this sounds like a
Well,
little bit
banking sounds like it's related to the Treasurer's report.
It's related to our meal, which we
don't
haven't
care.
completed yet.
Alright, I'll put it more importantly, I don't care.
But everyone else wants to hear it.
Well, here's how it's going to go. What you're going to get is
Cheese.
Cheese.
pretty much
Red Leicester.
Yeah, what sort of cheese?
cheddar, counting cheese.
Gorgonzola.
I must be
Mr.
honest.
Chair, can I suggest
I
we're
like
never,
smelly cheese.
He's getting a bit
we're never going to get out unless you let this guy get out.
Not even a bit of goo bean.
I don't mind if you don't. But you'll have some Jackie in. What I would say to this
Smoked Eden.
is that in front of us is actually the most impressive set of accounts that Table's probably had in a very long time.
Yeah.
Over the many years that I attended on the periphery to tables and got pissed and stood on chairs and annoyed people.
And
I heard many
Always had cheese
treasurer's
at
reports
AGM.
bemoaning state of the accounts. We've no money. We've nothing. We didn't raise this. We didn't do that.
No
we've done
cheese.
nothing. In the past number of years,
Yeah, we always had cheese.
we can't afford cheese because our money's
That's worth
invested.
more than money.
Our money's invested
Are we
and
getting
Trigger's
a
overlaying it
treasurer's
as we
report
speak.
or a
And until
Mugabe-style fucking speech from the chairman?
This,
is this the
no, the
chairman's-
cheese comes on to,
It sounds like the chairman's
it comes on to
report.
dairy
It's not the
acids.
What's
chairman's
the
report.
Treasurer's report?
I'm doing the treasurer's
Jer,
report.
if you hang on, the cheese will come on to dairy acids in the balance sheet. Okay, he's going to be patient.
Blessed are the cheesemakers.
Because they have lots of cheese they're trying to sell to a willing public who can't get their hands on it.
The hook those pedestrians. Bless them. So anyway, cheesemakers. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, Monty Python's references aside, if I could point out, ladies and gentlemen, and I would suggest that based on the conversations I've heard, there's some ladies here this evening. So,
as John Cleese would say, this is not much of a cheese shop, is it?
I don't care how funny it is, bring the fork to Wensleydale. We've all been there.
Gold speed.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Oh, if we're making requests for
And if only we had a little bazooka player over there, there would have been so much more cheese.
Very good.
So, don't test me on Monty Python. So, meanwhile, not as treasurer, and I'm standing over the treasurer's report. We're so lucky.
Rather than stand over, could you just hand it out?
Oh yeah,
Alright, I will.
yeah, we really feel lucky.
I have here, in time-honoured Trigger tradition, a spreadsheet.
Cool.
Unlike Trigger, they're not many bits
Supposed
to
to
it.
do.
But what I would say is this, is that over the years, genuinely, the Treasurer's Report has been, and in
This is
Trigger's
the
year, probably
longest
much more of a case,
preamble.
a comedy affair.
This is 15 minutes now to take.
I leave as chairman now, but I believe that Mark, who I chose last year as my vice chairman for a very deliberate reason, I felt that Mark would be well able to continue the idea of trying to build a table. And I think that over the past few weeks, because we realised that things were changing, Aidan and several people met in the GOAT to discuss new membership and how we might go do that. There's been, Paul has gone along to look at standing orders, and I think actually the whole thing to do is, instead of, I tried to informalise table, and I now actually believe in admit I was wrong. I think keeping the formalities that have been there, I think that maintaining the difference of the few things the table has is the important thing that's there. So therefore, I informalised, because I thought that was the thing to do, dress. The dress code at meetings was, it got formal. The attendance at meeting, got informal. The attendance at meetings got informal, but I think by its very nature that had its own problems. So I think for the incoming, and I'll allow the incoming chairman to speak for himself, but I think that through meetings that we've had, we felt that we actually lost the core things that were important for table. And it was a view that it might help us make it seem more relevant, but I think that necessarily the uniqueness is really the relevant thing.
Yeah.
So I believe that I'm very confident that we've refocused in the past few months on where we're going to go, and that the incoming chairman, and he will tell you himself, is going to take that on board, and we're going to go forward that way, or rather is going to be the champion of that. And that so now table meetings will be a situation where you are formally dressed because you're at a table meeting. We're going to do certain, so hopefully that will be one thing. We have some prospects that have requested to come in and join with us for a while, and we're going to tutor them, but what we're going to do is we're going to choose mentors and somebody to follow them. So what it was, if someone turned up, hey, great, and if they didn't turn up again, nobody ever bothered. So what we're doing is we're going to try and see what we can do. So I think that we have a good core group. We have the support of the 41 Club, and I'd like to think going forward that when we have some big events, that those of you that can will come along and be part of it. If nothing else, it'll always be a good day out. We've been very successful in our charity work, and I'm delighted in that. So as outgoing chairman of 2 years, I'm honoured to have been asked. I would hope that you think I've done a good job. I think at the time I was asked to be chairman, we were floundering and looking for a way forward. I chose a certain route which, in hindsight, may not have been the best. Having said that, we all thought it was going to be good, but I believe we're now on a route that will help us build it going forward. I'll support it. I hope you all will. So, as outgoing chairman, I'd like to say thank you for choosing me. Thank you for supporting me most of the time. And personally, it's been a blast.